Beg your pardon. Morning.
Good morning. Woo!
Currently, my face has gone droopy since last week. I don't know if it... I mean, if we were live, we could have a phone in.
That's better.
You know what they used to say? Answers on a postcard to BBC Television Centre. But, yeah, I don't know what's wrong. Maybe it's... Well, I did have a birthday this week, but I don't know. Anyway, it's good to be with you. We're in a new studio at Broadcasting Centre
This
today.
is the kitchen.
Yes.
And it's clean. Especially
Yes, very, very, very good.
for today.
For which we're thankful.
Yeah.
And we also will have a cookery slot later on. Well, I will be demonstrating how to make a beautiful Victoria sponge cake.
No, we won't. We won't be having that.
No, that'll be for next week. And
No, it won't be for any week.
It's so good to be with you. And we have
It's great to be with you.
a special theme this week, which last week was hope, if you remember. If we were to ask you what the sermon was about, you might not, but you should. Messages are coming in. The theme was hope.
Hope.
And this week the theme is
Thankfulness!
hey! It's
Woo-hoo!
good. We can all do with a little bit more thankfulness in our life, couldn't we, Erica? A little bit more thankfulness would go a long way. Just saying.
Log. Splinter. Come to mind?
That could be what caused it.
Well, the log in your eye. Yeah, probably.
Anyway, I don't like to mention it. I don't like to go on about it, but I have had a birthday this week, a significant birthday. And I just wanted to share some thoughts that came to me as if in a moment of revelation. And these are some Bible verses that you could perhaps meditate on a little bit later on. Erica likes to put Bible verses on the screen, and I don't like to be left behind, even though I'm playing catch up in such terms. Now, if I could get my iPad to work properly, I will be able to quote to you Proverbs 16:31. Grey hair is a crown of splendour; it is attained in the way of righteousness.
That's grey hair, not no hair.
Other versions say, grey hair is a crown of glory gained by living a godly life.
Again, that's grey hair, not no hair.
Moving on.
Anyway, as we were saying, our theme this week is thankfulness. And what better way to start our service and our time together by listening to our family as they express the things that they are thankful for.
We are thankful for
the beauty of spring.
That we moved house before lockdown.
The regular bin collections.
I'm thankful for friends and family.
Grace.
Who's Grace?
God's grace.
I'm thankful for people and technology.
Thankful for God's provision and protection.
A new appreciation of the small things in life. After all, Paul is only 5'1".
The virus is not forever. Having a brother and a sister.
My family, my friends and my workmates.
Mint sauce.
My mum, my sister, my brother and my dad.
We know that God is ultimately in control in all of this, and we're grateful for the way that technology has kept us in touch with family and friends.
That God has me in the palm of his hands.
Food. The sunny weather.
For family and friends, for those who are here with me, and for the ability to contact the others.
The trampoline and brothers to beat.
Don't forget food.
I am thankful for being alive, and I'm thankful for being protected by the blood of Jesus. I am thankful for my family.
I am thankful for my family. I'm thankful for my children, and I'm thankful for protection.
The Father God, thank you for making us not become COVID-19. My family. Our pets.
Church, family and friends.
Technology that keeps us all connected.
The beauty of creation.
My family.
For social media, helping us to keep in touch with our family and friends.
And starting school in September. For my family.
For my friends. The opportunity to stay creative.
Our children. For my health and for all the people around me.
For life. For provision. For protection. For family.
I'm thankful for technology because it means we can keep in touch with family and friends.
I'm thankful for the sun so I can get a good tan.
I'm always thankful for a warm shower.
Volunteers and helpers.
Family.
For glorious sunshine.
The NHS and all of the work they have done for us.
Wonderful. It's never wrong to give thanks. It's
Never.
always good to give thanks for everything that God has given us, and
Mm.
so it's good to worship together, isn't it? Now, one of the things we're thankful for in the church is the vast array of talent
Yes.
and willingness of people's hearts to be part of all that we're doing. And we have received a video from the Baines family, and they're going to lead us now in the Lighthouse song.
Which is a great song. And full of action. So I know that Roland will be there. Careful with that pen because you might take my eye out. I know that Roland will be there because every week he tells us that he's dancing. But it's My Lighthouse and Amy will go through the actions. But join with the Baines family as we worship God to My Lighthouse. That was my phone. Every time. The Baines.
Good morning everyone, we're the Bain family.
Hello.
And we're going to lead you in a song called My Lighthouse this morning. So it's a nice one for all the children to join in. We've got some actions for the chorus, which is My lighthouse, shining in the darkness, I will follow you. My lighthouse, I will trust the promise, you will carry me safe to shore, and then do some swimming. And safe to shore, do a different swimming stroke. Safe to shore. Should we go for it? Yeah! Okay.
the brightest. You will lead us through the storms. Fight before us. You're the brightest. You will lead us through the storms. Fight before us. You're the brightest. You will lead us through the storms. My lighthouse, shining in the darkness, I will follow you. Oh, my lighthouse, I will trust the promise. You will carry me safe to shore. Safe to shore. Safe to shore. Safe to shore.
Praise Lord! Woo! That was great, Baines family. Thank you so much. Great actions, great music. Thank you. Now, kids, it's story time!
Oh, I'm on camera. Say hello, everybody. Not stop it, okay? We've come to talk to the ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, all about your birthday yesterday. But I want to say hello to everyone. Hello, everybody. Look, stop it, okay? Will they smile for me? Look, you won't be able to see them if they're smiling this time round. Not like normal. I still want them to smile. Smile, everybody. Big cheesy grins. Now, stop it, okay? Listen, we've come to tell them all about your birthday yesterday. It was great. What do you mean it was great? I got lots and 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 lots of presents. Ah, you got lots of presents, did you? So would you like to tell the boys and girls what presents you got? Well, I got a new bike. You got a new bike. Wow. And a new game for my Nintendo. And a new game for your Nintendo. Okay. Anything else? Lots and lots and lots of sweets. Lots and lots and lots of sweets. Okay. And what else did you get? I got a new board game and some books and some money. Okay, so you got lots of presents. That's great. So you had a good day yesterday. I had a great day. Is everybody still smiling? No, stop it, okay? It's only a camera. You just ignore the camera and just act like you're just in front of everybody else like you normally do, okay? But I've got a camera. It means I'm famous. I'm very famous. No, stop it, okay? Now behave. Okay? So, Casey, what I want to know is what you've been doing today as well. Well, I played on my game. You played on your game. And I ate some of my sweets. You ate some of your sweets. I played on my bike. You played on your bike. Okay. So, did you write lots of thank you letters? Casey? Did you write lots of thank you letters? I don't want to say. And why don't you want to say? Because you told me I had to write thank you letters. Yes, I did tell you that you had to write thank you letters, didn't I? And I didn't. And you... Casey, I couldn't remember who bought me what. You couldn't remember who bought you what. Did you at least ring people to say thank you, even if you couldn't remember what they bought you? What are you doing? I'm looking out the window. Okay, what can you see out the window? Nothing at the moment. Okay, right, let's focus on here. Now, you're just trying to distract me, aren't you? Did you at least ring people to say thank you? No. So you didn't write any letters, you didn't ring people. I think that actually saying thank you is probably a good thing to do when people have given you things, don't you? I guess so. So I think tomorrow what we'll do is me and you will get together, okay, and we'll start writing your thank you letters, because I can remember what people bought you, even if you can't remember, okay? So say goodbye to all the ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Good boy, good boy, good boy, good boy, good boy, good boy, good boy. What are you doing? Saying goodbye to them all. Look, do you know how many people watch this video? There's about 200 people watching it. You can't say goodbye to all of them. We'll be here till... It's only meant to be a 45-minute video. Oh, all right then. Say one big goodbye. One big goodbye, everyone!
Thank you, Pete. That was great.
That was great.
Puppets are always good. I did see a challenge on this week on Facebook. Somebody said, "Who's up for a Zoom meeting where we all just use puppets and don't show our faces?" That would be great, wouldn't it?
That would be hilarious.
Yeah,
that would be.
It's the future.
It is the future. Thank you.
Over the last few weeks, we have had the pleasure and the privilege of being able to profile a number of ministries that the church is involved in, reaching out to different people in different ways, and especially in a time of crisis, how vital the work of the church is. And this week, we're going to look at parish nursing. We are joined now by Kate Booth, our resident parish nurse, and we're going to have a chat to her about all things parish nursing.
But first, Kate, how are things locked down at your end? How are you coping?
They're good, but very busy at the moment, I have to say. Parish nursing is all about times like these, really, and it's helping people in the community as much as we possibly can from the church. So obviously you can imagine at the moment with the lockdown just how many people are feeling isolated and a bit frightened, really. So it's a busy time.
So you're finding that your workload has increased, and obviously there's a lot more people needing a lot more help. What kind of things do you do as a parish nurse? What kind of things do you take care of?
Well, generally speaking, I mean, normally I run a drop-in health clinic from the church, from Meadowhead Christian Fellowship, and people can come and see me there on a Thursday morning, but obviously that's not happening at the moment. So I do health promotion and I would do health advice there. But as regards now, everything that I do has to really be on the phone. I can put people in touch with volunteers who can help with shopping or collecting prescriptions and that kind of thing. But from a parish nursing point of view, I actually help people just with their mental health as much as anything at the moment. It also, if people have got health concerns, obviously not emergencies, but if they've got sort of health concerns that they perhaps can't get to see their GP about. I used to be a practice nurse for a long time, and I can give them advice about, perhaps which service they might need to contact. So it's things like that that I can do. I think very much that it's the isolation for people, particularly living on their own, and just sort of hearing a voice on the end of a phone can be an absolute lifeline for people. So there are a few people that I'm ringing very regularly that have been coming to see me quite regularly previously, but I'm also trying to keep in contact with other people that might be referred to me. And just depression, anxiety. People are very anxious. They're listening to the news a lot, which, to be honest, isn't actually a good idea at the moment. Perhaps once a day is maybe enough, because people do get anxious. And the other thing that I can do, which is really important as a parish nurse, which a lot of nurses can't do, is pray with people. And that's, I think, been a lifeline to some people as well. Actually, people that aren't Christians as well, to be honest with you, I usually offer, they don't have to let me pray with them or anything, but there are people that really genuinely seem to appreciate it when I do. So that works really well as well over the phone.
Excellent. Oh, well, that's brilliant. Now our theme is thankfulness today, and I'm sure there's an awful lot of people that are very, very thankful for a friendly voice on the end of the phone, and more than a friendly voice, an offer of practical help as well. Now, I understand you have a contact number dedicated to parish nursing, which we'll be able to give out a little bit later on.
Yes, they can contact me on the phone, and if they can't get me actually at that moment, then I can get back to them if they want to leave me a message. I've been finding I have a team of volunteers who are a little bit depleted at the moment. I've got one particular lady, Janet, who's doing a fantastic job, just helping me with shopping and with collecting prescriptions and things like that. But if there's more of a demand for it, then I can get in contact with you, Erica, which has been working really well, and refer people to you, so that there are very kindly lots of volunteers within Meadowhead Christian Fellowship who are going and doing shopping and collecting prescriptions and fetching things for people, that system's been working really well as well. So that service is there as well. But it's good to be able to. Sorry, go on.
Oh, go on. I was just saying that it's a bit like a partnership, isn't it? Obviously, there's the parish nurse side of things and the kind of medical and emotional support that you can offer through that. But also on the other side is the volunteers from Meadowhead Christian Fellowship that are out and about doing shopping and prescriptions and anything like that. Also offering to pray for people over the phone. And so people can either contact parish nurse and that number will come up, or they can contact Meadowhead Christian Fellowship and there'll be somebody there that can support them with that kind of thing.
Yeah. It's amazing how many people are talking in biblical terms. But I heard a company had one of their adverts was on about being a good neighbour, and it's really is, as well as being one of the darkest times for people, it's bringing out the best. And
yes.
So we're very thankful, for services like yours, and I'm sure many people are as well. So thank you, Kate, on behalf of
you're doing a grand job. I know how busy you are.
The people that you're helping as well. So it's fantastic to know, and thanks for taking time to describe it all to us.
Thank you very much. Well, it's teamwork, isn't it? I think, and that's really good.
Teamwork, yes. Incredible. It's great to hear all that Kate's doing and the volunteers that she works with.
Yes, it is incredible, and also just to see that it is possible to make a really big difference in somebody's life in a very simple way. So there are two things that you can do if you want to access any of those facilities that Kate was talking about. So if you need support from the parish nurse, we have a telephone number that is going to come up on the screen and an email address. So the telephone number is 07393 887 284. That's the telephone number for the parish nurse. So if you need any support in the way that Kate was describing, then that's the number that you need to call. And there's also an email address, and that is parishnurse, all one word, at mcfchurch.co.uk. Now, it might be that you don't need that kind of support, but you do need help with shopping or picking up.
I could do some help with shopping. Can I ring?
You do the shopping.
Exactly.
So, if you need help with shopping or picking up a prescription, something like that, we have a team of volunteers that are very willing and able to help you. And the number that you need to call for that will come up on the screen, and that number is 0114 237 5700. We know that thankfulness is all about our appreciation and gratitude. And understanding that all good things
come to an end.
No. All good things come from God.
Oh yes. All good things come
all
from
good
God.
Things come from God.
Amen.
And so thankfulness can be our opportunity to express our appreciation to God for all that He does for us. And this little thing that we've got coming up next is so lovely in so many ways. Louise shared it on Facebook, and this is Louise, and she has, in this time of lockdown, has taken to learning to play the keyboard. She's already a great singer, but
she's only just learning.
She's only just learning.
I didn't know that.
She's only just learning, and what she has done is expressed her thankfulness to God by sharing with this something that she has put together, and I just think she is incredible for doing it. So well done, Lou. This is Louise.
All these pieces, broken and scattered, in mercy gathered, mended and whole, empty-handed, but not forsaken. I've been set free. I've been set free. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I am found. Was blind, but now I see. Oh, I can see you now. Oh, I can see the love You set your treasure in jars of clay. So take this heart, Lord, I'll be your vessel, the world to see your life in me. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I am found. Was blind, but now I see. Oh, I can see you now. Oh, I can see the love in your eyes, laying yourself down, raising up the broken to life. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I am found. Was blind, but now I see. Oh, I can see you now. Oh, I can see the love in your eyes, laying yourself down, raising up the broken to life.
Absolutely amazing job. Well done, Louise. Yes. And it's time now to bring back an old favourite.
It's time for 60-second testimony.
Here's Alan.
Good morning. I've been asked by the elders if I would just share an answer to a 60-second testimony that I brought to the church a couple of months ago. The story was about a lady called Millie who works for Emmanuel International in the north of Uganda in a place called Padere. She is a widow. She recently lost her son in a tragic accident where he was crushed by a goalpost while he was playing football. And because she's a widow, the house that she lives in reverts to her husband's family. Unfortunately, a couple of months ago there was a violent storm in Uganda, and it brought down the roof and part of the walls of the house. When she was made a widow 3 or 4 years ago, she took the precaution of buying herself a plot. She did this by her hard work, and she used the money that she was getting from Emmanuel International and also from a small shop that she runs in Padere. But with the roof coming down and the fact that she hadn't got security of tenure in the house anyway, she decided she would like to actually build a house on the plot that she bought. So there was an appeal made, and I shared and asked people to pray that those needs will be met. After the service, Jonathan came to me and said he felt really moved by this and really wanted that MCF should help to fund this building. And so he took it to the elders, and they came back on Wednesday and said, yes, we want to do that. So a gift was made from the church to that fund. And I had the joy last week of receiving some photographs from Uganda, and these photographs were of the walls going up, and it's quite a nice substantial building. All of the funding has been found. She hasn't got anything to worry about. All the bricks, the timbers, the iron sheets for the roof, they've all been paid for. She can plaster it, she can put the floor down, and that's thanks to churches in the UK and also in Canada. So in the light of what Nick was sharing last Sunday, it seems really fantastic that that little that was given has been used in a mighty way in this situation in northern Uganda for Millie, and it really fulfills a couple of the core values of MCF. So I just wanted to encourage you that when you do give, it can be used in a really mighty way in these countries. And I just thank you for listening, and goodbye from me.
Wonderful. Thank you, Alan. Great to hear testimonies. Testimonies fuel our Thanksgiving, and they keep us focused on the goodness of God, even in dark situations. And we get to hear day after day, week after week, testimonies of all that God is doing in these challenging times. Just when things seem to be going wrong, we realise that we are part of a kingdom that really and truly cannot be shaken, and we're demonstrating that in our experience and in the testimonies of others. So thank you. It's time for our offering. Yep, time to give again. And we have 3 specific ways that you can give. You can give through a text message. Do you know how to do a text message? Oh yes, very good. You can text the word Meadowhead, that is all one word, Meadowhead, and then leave a gap. The details are coming up on the screen somewhere here. Meadowhead, and then a gap, and then a number between 1 and 20. That represents the amount of money you want to give, and then you text that message to 70085. That call will it's not a call. That text will cost you the amount of your donation and the cost of one standard text message. Yes. And then the other way you can do it is through online giving with your credit or debit card. And by doing that, you can go to mcfchurch.co.uk/give. And all the instructions will be there. Very, very simple, and there's no limit on the amount you can give through that. Now, you may like to join others that give regularly. You don't want to remember every week to give. You want to give regularly into the life of the church by standing order or standing direct payment. And the bank details, I don't know if they're on the website, but they can certainly be gained by sending an email to the treasurer, Sylvia, and all of her details are on the giving page on the website, mcfchurch.co.uk/give. All right, so we're going to give as ever to worship, and so
take it away, boys.
Give thanks to the Lord our God and King. Give thanks to the Lord our God and King. His love endures forever. For he is good, he is above all things. His love endures forever. Sing praise, sing praise. With a mighty hand and an outstretched arm, his love endures forever. For the life that's been reborn, his love endures forever. Sing praise. Sing praise, sing praise, sing praise. Forever God is faithful, forever God is strong, forever God is with us, forever. Forever God is faithful, forever God is strong, forever God is with us, forever, forever. From the rising to the setting sun, his love endures forever. By the grace of God we will carry on. His love endures forever. Sing praise, sing praise, sing praise, sing praise. Forever God is faithful, forever God is strong, forever God is with with us forever. Forever God is faithful, forever God is strong, forever God is with us forever, forever.
In a moment or two, Jonathan's going to share God's word with us, and our theme this week is all about thankfulness. And as we prepare our hearts to hear what God has to say for us, we're just going to take a moment or two to focus our attention on him, the giver of all good things. And so we're just going to allow Heather and Dylan just to lead us through the song Jesus Be the Centre as we prepare our hearts to listen to God's word.
Jesus be the centre. Jesus be the centre, be my source, be my light, Jesus. Jesus be the centre, be my hope, be my song, Jesus. Be the fire in my heart, be the wind in the sails, be the reason that I live, Jesus, Jesus. Jesus, be my vision, be my path, be my guide, Jesus. Be the fire in my heart, be the wind in the sails, be the reason that I live, Jesus, Jesus. Be the fire in my heart, be the wind in the sails, be the reason that I live, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus.
The present pandemic has shaken our world to its very foundations. It's also shaken many people from their complacency. I think in the UK, many of us have such high demands and expectations of what we expect from life. You know, we want a society to meet our needs. To be honest, I think we've taken so much for granted for so many years. And the current lockdown is forcing us to reassess what really matters in our lives. For most of us, that's our health and our safety, and our relationships, particularly to those closest to us. But for Christians, there's another factor that I'd like to suggest that is being shaken at this time. For many of us, we've taken God for granted for far too long. There's a story that Luke tells in his Gospel in chapter 17. Jesus is on his way to Jerusalem when he encounters 10 lepers. Now, these are people who know all about lockdown and social distancing. They're outcasts from society. They're pushed out from their own community and families and friends because of a horrible, disfiguring skin disease. They're forced to declare themselves unclean wherever they go, warning people to keep their distance, to keep away. They weren't able to shake hands or give anyone a hug. They have to keep their distance. But they'd heard Jesus was different and that he accepted all sorts of people. So they cry to him a different message. They say, Jesus, Master, have mercy on me. And Jesus does. He does, with all of us who cry out to him sincerely in faith, who feel disfigured or unclean in any way. Jesus will still accept us if we cry out to him for mercy. And what he tells them to do is to go and present themselves to the priests. Now, the priests ran the testing centre that was able to declare whether people had the virus of leprosy or not. They go to the testing centre where the priests are, and the priests declare them to be free from the disease. And then they're free to return to work, to their families, to their friends, and to life as they knew it before. So at Jesus' command, they set off to the priests, and on the way they're healed. Can you imagine their joy and their thrill? No more lockdown. Life's going to return to normal. We'll be able to get back to our family and friends. We'll have a big celebration, a big party. I'll be able to go back to work. And maybe the excitement that their nightmare was over and their enthusiasm to get to the priests and get this testing done and be free again was the thing that was bubbling most inside them. Certainly, they didn't seem to give Jesus a second thought at that point. They just hurried off to get the job done. Jesus had given them freedom and life, and now they set off to enjoy it to the full. But one of them did return to Jesus to say thank you. And he's so grateful that he throws himself at Jesus' feet. Do you know that might have been the first person he'd touched for years or ages anyway? Where's everyone else, says Jesus. Weren't all 10 of you healed? But only one of you wants to come back and say thank you. I think the Bible teaches us through this story that God's mercy and grace in our lives ought to make us a thankful people. And yet so often we take his love, his mercy, his forgiveness, the restoration of life that he brings to us for granted. So let's pause for thought and reflect while we're on lockdown on our own relationship with God. And perhaps this is a time when we can cultivate something new in that. For me, prayer seems to have taken a new and important role during this pandemic, and I think that's true of many of us. We're crying out to God, like those lepers, for mercy and for help in our isolation, in our fears, and in the darkness that we face. We're asking God to intervene on our behalf and for our nation, and for our world, for our friends, for our family. And that's good. But I also think we need to find God in this new reality, in the small things of life. My dad used to say quite regularly, we need to be grateful for small mercies. And it's a thought that I've been thinking of recently. I think it's a time to exercise a thankful heart, to develop what used to be called an attitude of gratitude, if you like. Hopefully, this will continue beyond this lockdown so that we won't take God for granted. Dietrich Bonhoeffer, that great Christian who was killed by the Nazis in the Second World War, said, "It's only with gratitude that life becomes rich." May we learn to be a thankful people. Psalm 103 was written by the great King David, and he's speaking to himself when he writes, "Bless the Lord, O my soul." It's as if he's saying, come on, start thanking God. And he reminds himself of the blessings that God has brought upon his life. It's like the old hymn, count your blessings, name them one by one. He says, look, God, you've forgiven my sins. You've healed my diseases. You've redeemed my life from a pit. And you've crowned my life with your love and with your compassion towards me. We need to remember the great things that God has done in our lives. A modern translation of another psalm begins with these words, come into God's presence saying thank you. After all, saying thank you, I was taught, is good manners. It's also a good practice. And we've got so much to thank God for, haven't we? Paul wrote to the church at Thessalonica and he said, be joyful always, pray continually, and give thanks in all circumstances, for this is God's will for you. He said in all circumstances. He didn't say give thanks for all circumstances, because it's tough. We know it's tough. It's painful. And it's so sad for many today, and situations that we're praying for and people that we know are hurting really break my heart. But I'd also like to say this, God is definitely at work changing me and challenging me. And I'm sure he wants to change you as well and challenge you too as we cry out to him at this time. We're seeing real answers to prayer. And we're seeing God at work in his world in a way we perhaps hadn't imagined he would, but God is definitely at work through this. So let's continue to be thankful. Because for the answers that I'm seeing and the changes I'm seeing in my life, I have much to give thanks to God for. God bless you all.
Thank you, Jonathan. Yeah, thankfulness is such a powerful force in our lives. And in fact, we are now on the side of science. Yeah. Scientists have agreed that a grateful heart is a happy heart, and a grateful heart is a healthy heart. And in fact, grateful people are amongst the healthiest of all, mentally, physically, and spiritually.
Imagine that.
Yep. Thank goodness for scientists. And you know, it's the easiest thing in the world to be ungrateful and to be worried and to be moaning about what we haven't got and what's gone wrong in our lives and what might go wrong in the future. And so therefore, in order to be thankful people, we have to set ourselves a challenge, because the easiest thing in the world is like rolling downhill to be ungrateful and to be worried about the future, isn't it? But in order to be thankful, we have to challenge ourselves and to be disciplined to do that. And so what we want to do in response to everything that we've heard today and everything that has gone on in the week ahead is to set ourselves a thankfulness challenge. And we're going to put up sort of 5 areas on the screen that will hopefully help in the course of this week.
We're going to be grateful people.
Oh, yes, so grateful. So the first thing that I want to encourage you to do is to think about and then give expression to your thankfulness just for who God is.
That's your first challenge.
Yeah, just it. It's as easy as that.
Your second one is just to think about how he has already been faithful to you. There are so many things that we can give thanks to God for his faithfulness.
Yep. Thirdly, what he has provided.
My goodness.
God has provided so much. Whether it's yesterday, today, or in the years past, he has provided so much in our lives, and we need to look at that, think about that, and give expression to our gratitude.
And then give thanks to God for who he's put in your life. Now, it might be that those people that you want to give thanks for, you don't see because of lockdown. Take the time to give thanks to God for who he has placed in your life. We are so grateful for people.
And then we want to thank God for where he will show up in the future. You know, some of our doom and gloom comes from not knowing what the future holds and worrying about it. And yet, all of those 4 points, who, how, what, and who, they remind us of the faithfulness of God to us up till today. And because we have proved the faithfulness of God up till today, we can thank him in advance for where he will turn up in the future. God will never disappoint us, and we can give thanks to him ahead of time. So that's our challenge this week. So what we're going to do now is we're going to finish with some scripture verses. We're going to put them up on the screen. We're going to have some music there, and as we go through, just listen to those verses and allow them to soak into your heart, into your spirit, and have a wonderful week ahead filled with thankfulness and the goodness of God. See you next week.
See you next week. The sting of death is sin, and the power of sin is the law. But thanks be to God, he gives us the victory through our Lord Jesus Christ. So then, just as you receive Christ Jesus as Lord, continue to live your lives in him, rooted and built up in him, strengthened in the faith as you were taught, and overflowing with thankfulness. To you, O God of my fathers, I give thanks and praise, for you have given me wisdom and might. Out of them shall come songs of thanksgiving and the voices of those who celebrate. I will multiply them, and they shall not be few. I will make them honoured, and they shall not be small. But I, with a song of thanksgiving, will sacrifice to you. What I have vowed, I will make good. Salvation comes from the Lord. I thank my God every time I remember you. In all my prayers for all of you, I always pray with joy. Sing praises to the Lord, O you his saints, and give thanks to his holy name. For his anger is but for a moment, and his favour is for a lifetime. Weeping may tarry for the night, but joy comes with the morning. Have a great week.